Hello and welcome to Color Conversations. I'm Nayah, founder of Xolani Beauty, and today I have the beautiful Miss Shalom Aburu with me. We are grateful that you're here to join us in the conversation.
Thank you for having me today.
Thank you for being here. So why don't you tell our viewers a little bit about yourself?
Well, my name is Shalom Aburu. I am originally from Uganda. I've been here for about 6 years. I'm currently a student doing criminal justice. I plan to do law in a few years. So I'm a fashion designer. I do African-inspired couture, and I'm also doing nonprofit work in Uganda where we provide education for youth in my village in Tororo.
Well, you do a lot, but that's not everything. You're being modest. You wear many hats. You're in school. You're also a mom.
Yes.
How old is your little girl?
She's 2.5. She'll be 3 in August.
Like that alone is a full-time job.
Yes, it is.
We know that.
Yes.
And you run your fashion house and you do nonprofit work. But this nonprofit work is the nonprofit you started, is that correct?
Yes, well, my parents started it back in 2014.
Okay.
So right now I am their international coordinator, especially here in the United States, fundraising, advocating, and getting donors here and finding a way for people here to help back home and also mobilizing people at home to come together for the cause, education. The name of the nonprofit is Morikiswa Community Skilling Organization. Morikiswa is the exact village that it's located in. We have a vocational institute where we provide education for youth, many of which are single mothers. They are teenagers and they have no skills. So we teach them things like sewing, agriculture, hairdressing, things that they can be able to move to a nearby town and employ themselves. Some of them even get to start their own businesses. We have a program where we can give them microloans where they can start a small shop and sustain themselves and their families.
Oh, that's amazing.
Yes.
How do you raise funds here in the U.S. for that?
I connect with different people with the same cause. So I'm part of different organizations. So through those organizations, I meet donors. We have donors who are regular donors who send money every few months. Some people have actually taken up certain youth that they are supporting, kind of like a long distance adoption, and they help to provide for these children. We do get support from here in the United States, but not as much as we get from, for instance, Europe, like the Netherlands and Germany. We have big supporters there. But we just started getting help from here in the United States because of me, because I came here.
Getting more traction.
Yeah, so getting more interaction. So I'm working on it. Hopefully we can get larger numbers to help our community.
Oh, that's fantastic. So
yes.
About how many young people is this a place where they reside or they come on a daily basis?
We managed to make 2 dorm rooms,
Okay.
One for girls, one for boys. Each holds about 50, so 100 students altogether. Many of them are not from very close by. They're from a village over where if they had to come to school every day, it would be a long, long walk. So they're able to stay at school. Then the ones who stay nearby, they just walk to school every day.
That's awesome. In the public health world, we talk about barriers to entry, or barriers to access. And sometimes it just takes thinking creatively about the problem to find a solution. And that sounds like what you guys have done. I bet they're very grateful, as am I right now hearing about it. So thanks for what you're doing.
Thank you.
Yeah, that sounds really impressive. One more thing you do is you're a beauty queen. So you've been here, you got into the pageant world. Tell me what that was like. Okay.
May of 2018, I was scrolling through Facebook. I had a friend who had participated in Miss Africa Washington State the year before, so she was sharing a memory.
Yeah.
So I was like, oh, Mister, this looks like it would be fun. I don't know what, because it's so out of my comfort zone. I'm more of a behind-the-scenes kind of person, because I'm doing fashion and sometimes photography. I like to do the work behind. So I was like, let me try to step into the spotlight for once. So I contacted the person in charge of Miss Africa Washington State, who is Zainab Koroma, and I told her I was interested. So she was like, yeah. So I signed up then for about 5 months, they trained me and the other girls, mostly about self-confidence, about public speaking, about how to run things as a young lady and just be a well-rounded woman. And it was such an amazing opportunity. Then all of a sudden, it was months into this training, she told me, there's a friend of mine who does Miss Uganda North America, and she's looking for more Ugandan girls. Would you like to participate in this as well? I was like, I don't know, I'm already doing this other one. She's like, no, all they'll need you for boot camp right before the pageant, but during this entire time, you'll be doing most of the stuff online, you'll be doing web calls, doing Facebook Live videos and stuff like that. So I was like, yeah, it sounds like fun. So I joined it. In August, I went for the Miss Uganda pageant, did boot camp, which was amazing. They had great mentors and they had a lot of information. You got to interact with other ladies from different parts of the United States who are from Uganda. It was really great. And then on the pageant night, I got crowned. So
congratulations.
Yes.
So you are the current Miss Uganda North America.
Yes.
All right, Queen.
Yes.
Okay, so what are your responsibilities as Miss Uganda North America?
I promote Uganda not only just as a nation, but mostly tourism and also pushing for my platform, which is education. In January, they got to fly me to Uganda. We did what they call the CARES tour, where you tour around doing charity work, promoting culture and tourism of the country, and it's all broadcast on television and it's shared all over the place. And people here in the US who follow me were able to see what Uganda is like and what my country is like and what strides we are taking to improve our nation. I'm an ambassador for my country in general. Yeah, just promoting it. We got to partner with different organizations that do things like women's health, education, things that can help our youth in Uganda. And also, I encourage youth here in the United States, Ugandan youth, some of them don't go home very regularly, telling them that you too can make a change, you can do some work here that can benefit people at home.
I've heard people have mixed feelings about pageants. On one hand, they're like, it's just a bunch of girls who think they're so pretty and want to go show off. From the way you described your role and your responsibility, it seems like something really amazing, and it's been a great experience. Help our viewers understand what that process is really like for someone who participates in a pageant.
Pageants, contrary to popular belief, I can't speak for all pageant systems out there, but pageants, the ones I participated in, the core thing that they're trying to teach ladies is leadership. Of course, beauty is part of being a woman, but leadership, how can you as a woman in the 21st century make change? Pageantry is just giving these women a platform so that their voices can be louder, so that they can speak for the people around them. So anyone who is wondering if they should do pageantry, go for it. It's not just a bunch of girls who think they're pretty or whatever. Like the women who participated in it, they're very, very, very intelligent. As psychiatrists, we have had some people who are starting to be teachers. We have nurses who have been part of the pageants I did. You'll be amazed by the kinds of women that are in here. These are women who want to make a change in their society. These are women who want to make strides to change the world.
Yeah, and you're doing that.
I'm trying.
So it sounds like the pageantry is giving you a bigger platform, because now you got to go to Uganda. You can talk about your nonprofit.
Absolutely.
You can influence the lives of a lot of young women and boys as well.
Absolutely.
But that's just one. Tell us about the other one. So you're Miss Africa, Washington State.
Miss Africa, Washington, it concentrates on the African woman here in the United States, in Washington to be particular. So they want women from different parts of Africa, different cultures coming together for goodwill. Each contestant is supposed to have what they call a platform, something they stand for. So mine was education. So different people have different platforms, from domestic violence to child marriage to these different issues that not only affect women in their respective countries, but also here in the United States. So Miss Africa Washington State, it really, really looks at the platforms and how the ladies can talk about it and make change. Actually, on the pageant night, the most percentage of points go to the platform speech. It's about a 3-4 minute speech that you do in front of everyone about your platform. This is almost half of the points that are going to go to whether you win or not. So they emphasize on that, all about leadership and changing the world. And I like that about it. And they also emphasize on culture. So celebrating the diverse cultures of Africa. So we're encouraged to do our traditional dances, wear traditional attire during the pageant. And it's all about celebrating the African woman.
And is this annual? Is it an annual pageant?
Annual,
Okay.
yes.
So this year you'll be handing over your crown.
Yes, in September.
How do you feel about that?
I'm looking forward to seeing the class of 2019.
Okay.
So in May, they're going to have auditions for the Miss Africa Washington State. Oh, actually this year we're actually doing guys as well.
Oh.
Yes,
Okay.
Miss and Mr. Africa Washington State. So I'm looking forward to see who is going to come and what they have to offer, what their platforms are, what their values are, and their culture. We like to celebrate diversity, so I'm really looking forward to that.
Fantastic.
Yes.
And what are your responsibilities now?
Well, my responsibilities as Miss Africa Washington is mostly here in Washington State.
Okay.
So what I do is, so far I have been able to attend events all over in different parts of Washington where I get to speak, I get to encourage youth, be it youth in the foster care system, youth at school, especially with my platform, which is education, being able to encourage and push that for the youth here. Because here in the United States, you know how we have the public school system?
Yes.
We tend to take that for granted, unlike in Uganda where you have to pay for school, and some youth do take that for granted. So my goal is to encourage them take education seriously, because it will determine your future. It will determine the kind of person you will be and the kind of impact you can make. To watch more color conversations, follow Xolani Beauty on Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter.